Hi Joe and John, it's Chris Reed here from Ardour SEO, and I've put together this short video audit to show you a few of the things you're doing right with your website and the huge potential that's still available. It's just started to bucket down rain here. I hope it's not too noisy and you can hear me okay. But the first thing I've done is gone over to Google and typed in site : and your domain name. So this shows all of the pages that you've got indexed in Google. And this attorney test one is probably one that you don't want indexed. That's not a big issue. The first thing that I can see is that Chicago personal injury lawyer. That's in your title tag and in your description. So I assume that that's the keyword that is most important to you. So I've gone over to Google and typed in exactly that, Chicago personal injury lawyer. And you can see that there's some ads up the top here, and ads are fantastic. These sort of keywords can be pretty expensive, like upwards of $100 per click. But if you're getting a conversion rate of 10% and so it costs you $1,000 for a new customer, well, if that makes sense for your practice, then fantastic. The problem with ads is only about 2% of visitors click on them. The other 98% are going to the organic. I'm sure Google would like to change that as much as they can. But most people take the trust in this organic listing. And in fact, this Google Maps is where you really want to be, because you can see how much real estate it takes up on the screen. So that's where the majority of people click. So I just went with the number one result here, Levin and Conti, just an Italian name by the sound of it. I have no idea who they are, but they're number one, so I thought, well, they'll be a good example. So we can see over here in one of our tools that you're ranking for 628 keywords. And that 628 keywords generate you 709 visitors every single day. So not a bad start. And if you were to buy that traffic from Google AdWords, it'd cost you $825. So, that's some pretty valuable traffic. But let's go and have a look at the competition. So they rank for 4,000 keywords, generating them 2.4 thousand visitors. And the amount that this traffic would cost them if they bought it with AdWords, $72,000. So that's just mental. Like you can see here, here's the keywords, here's the position, and here's the cost per click. So like truck accident attorney Chicago, $107 per click. Dog bite lawyer Chicago, $115. And they're position one, so they're getting all of that free traffic. And I can tell that they could actually be doing a lot better too. As if you look at the keywords here, so they're generating 2,400 visitors, right? If you divide that by 4,500 keywords, that's only 0.5 visitors per keyword, which isn't very many. So that means the vast majority of their keywords, they're not on page one for. So you can see that it quickly drops off to position 2, position 3, and it'll quickly drop off the top 10, where yours will drop off even faster. As you can see, position 1, position 2, position 3, and then into the top 10s, page 2. And if we look at a traffic distribution, so you can see here, around 4% of visitors go to page 2, because most of them find the results they need on page 1. So why would they go any further? Where like 5% of visitors go to page number 5, up to 7% for 4, 10% for 3, 14% for 2, and the difference between being number 2 and number 1 jumps up to 31%. So being number 1, you're getting the lion's share of the searches. So how Google works, right? Yes, you need a good website. It needs to load well. It needs to have good site structure. It needs to have the right metadata. It needs to provide the answer to what people are searching for. But Google can't inherently trust what you say. They need to look at who else is talking about you and linking to you. How much authority do you have in the market? And that comes down to backlinks. What websites are linking to your website? And so if we look at yours, we can see that your trust flow is very low. Trust flow of 6 is it's not very high. And that comes because you've got 35 referring domains, which it's just not very many. So I mean, you're getting good traffic, but with such a low trust flow, you could be doing so much better. So if we look at these guys, they've got a trust flow of 37, which is actually quite high. And this is not a linear scale, it's logarithmic, so each step gets exponentially harder. And so they get that because they have 407 domains linked into them. So Joe and John, the first thing I would recommend is building your authority. I'm sure that there's plenty of on-site stuff that can be done with your website. I haven't even bothered to look at that. Because without changing your site structure, without adding content, without optimizing images, without playing with metadata, just by increasing your authority, by increasing backlinks to your website, it'll rise the tide for all of your keywords. All of those ones that are on page 2 and 3 will move forward to page 1. All of those ones that you're at the bottom of the top 10 will start moving forward as well. So that's certainly where I'd focus. So who am I anyway? Well, that's me right there. I'm Chris Reed, the CEO and founder of Ardour SEO, and we specialize in working with law firms just like yours to generate thousands of more visitors to their website each and every day. And we know at the end of the day that no one really cares about search engine rankings nor traffic. They care about new customers, and so that's exactly what we do. We get your website in front of the people that are actively searching for your help, and we make sure that they get to your website and they actually book a call and take action. So my only question for you today is if you'd like me to put together a strategy to show you how we can generate thousands of more visitors to your website, all you need to do is click the button below this video. It'll pop up my calendar. Just find a date and time that works for you and book in a call. Some questions I'd like you to ask yourself though before we have a chat is, what's your average customer worth to you? What's your current conversion rate from your website? And what would an extra 10, 20,000 visitors a month do for your business? Anyway, Joe and John, I hope you found that really interesting. I hope you'll be booking in a call and we get to have a chat really soon. So thank you very much for your time and have a great day. Bye-bye.